Get fucked up with the guy who inspired your act? I'm just kidding. No. It's so funny how I had like 3 different black people be like, oh, this guy's doing your act. I'm like, no, he's not.
Really?
He's just a confident white guy. We're not the same. You guys all ask the DJ questions.
Hey, will you bring the other primes in here?
What?
The primes?
You a prime guy? How much? Never really had a prime before.
Well, I brought you one.
Oh, sick. You trying to get sponsored?
Yeah.
I'm all about that, Mike. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you seen Angel Contreras do comedy before?
No.
Yeah. Neither have I. I've seen her on stage. Thank you. Pride Energy.
Oh, we're recording, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
If you want to get hydrated and make Mike Tyson fake a fight, drink Prime.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, it's like you hear all these boxing guys be like, man, this ain't no WWE, man. This is real. This is for real, man. This is really for real. I'm like, is it, buddy?
Yeah.
Because you're holding back fucking overhand rights and showing your fat ass.
That sounded like Tyson right there.
Dude, I used to have a bit about that in my act. I mean, like, I'm creatively bankrupt, so I'm just mostly doing voices now. Like, I can't be that guy anymore. I used to write puns, and I woke up in a cold sweat. I said, I can't be that guy anymore. Well, yeah, I had a bit.
That's like
Move that whiskey bottle out of the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's blocking your camera.
Yeah, I want my whole face blocked by a whiskey bottle officer. Yeah. You ever, like, do stand up, but you remember, like, the first time you watched a set that, like, changed how you, like, oh, fuck, I want to do this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how old are you, John?
27.
27, so I'm 33. You're about 36, correct, buddy?
37.
37. So I was a big Comedy Central Presents guy. It's kind of what got me into stand-up.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a guy named Pablo Francisco. You ever heard of him before?
Pablo Francisco.
Yeah. One man, one desire. He did, like, this whole bit where he did the movie guy
Is
voice.
he dead?
No, he's just, like, in...
Who's the one that died?
Man, I don't know.
Greg Giraldo.
Greg Giraldo did die.
Giraldo.
Yeah, that was kind of sad because he's just doing the road so much. And Greg Giraldo too. Like, man, if you're 8 years into comedy, do not watch his fucking biography because goddamn, because he was like hot out the fucking box.
He was like a lawyer too.
No, and he was brilliant. And like he was immediately like shot up to the top. He got JFL like his first year. Tried to give him a sitcom. They did all this stuff, and he just became like the roast guy. And like they show him like on roast, and I was like, "This is the guy that almost made it." This fucking cocksucker. He's like going, yeah. I have 3 kids and a family. I have to do the road all the time.
Right.
The guy that almost made it.
Yeah, and he's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he died in a fucking motel room because he did uppers and downers. Which is
Didn't he get like another comedian like out of a prison sentence or something?
I'm not sure. I mean, he didn't get out of the prison sentence of fucking touring the Midwest till he die. I mean, I would love to do, honestly, just fucking die in a hotel room.
Yeah, you think
A motel. I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be that bad, I guess. But I'm also living with my parents right now, so I just want to see America.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like you guys are still pretty both new to comedy.
Yeah.
That's good, and it's been fun.
He started the week after I did.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are synced up on your periods. Look at that.
Basically.
No, I try not to think about the tragic endings of comics I love a lot. It's like, you know what, Pat, just fucking power through, just be cool.
Right.
Don't burn as many bridges, Why don't you do more voices? I could do more voices. Yeah, voice comic. I could be a...
I noticed a lot of guys doing voices or impressions.
Who?
A lot of fellas.
The other night, where were we at?
The Riot.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been more of a fan of, like, the bit itself isn't the impression. You know what I'm saying? The impression is a vehicle to get to the bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just the actual, like, the voice isn't that fucking funny. Unless you're just, like, cartoonishly racist about it.
Right. I mean, there's something to that.
I think it adds a little bit of extra color to, like, that's a little double entendre. But
we were at the Riot open mic on Monday, and, like, it was, like, 6 different guys were doing, they normally don't do impressions.
Like, was it all the same kind, or what was it?
No, it's all different.
Dude, there was that one guy last week at Thursday Laughs who, like, he just went up there and just did Cat Williams the whole time.
Oh, dude, I've been thinking about doing that, actually.
Just his whole set was just Cat Williams.
Pull your mic in front of your face a little bit.
I've been opening up with a bit where I talk about...
That sound all right?
Yeah.
I've been radicalized by Cat Williams.
Yeah?
Because I've been thinking... this has been stuck in my head. It's that Dan Soder clip from Kill Tony when the guy goes up there and bombs, like... How you gonna work at the club? Not even have a full minute, pimping. What the fuck? I think about
Get
that.
away from me, you white
bitch. Got no snow bunnies up in my space, pimping. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And like this whole year started off with like the fucking the breaking of the 7th seal, with fucking Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah.
You know, everybody's like, oh, he's crazy. He's crazy. Like he was so right that I kind of believe Terrence Howard's fucking mathematic equations now. There's probably something more to that.
He said that before Diddy was on.
Didn't Terrence Howard like debate Neil deGrasse Tyson or something?
He debated
on Joe Rogan.
He debated another guy, one of the Weinsteins.
Oh, Brett Weinstein.
Yeah. And it was fine. The guy basically said, like, look, I don't think like you're completely wrong. You just don't have like the methodology and like ways to accurately put this. But on that same token, though, I'm like, you know, fuck you. I mean, our whole worldview of science everything has changed. Like, you know, with all these UAPs and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you telling me somebody figured out fucking gravity? You're trying to tell me like the math you have is fucking good? Your math isn't fucking good.
I'm gonna pretend to understand what UAPs
He has that.
are.
He has that. UAP is just what they call
It's UFOs.
UFOs now.
Oh, okay.
He has that patent on that new flight system or whatever.
0 point. It's like a 0 point energy system, correct?
Yeah, like they connect like a honeycomb.
Well, it's like the idea of perpetual motion and shit like that. You know, like it's the same thing with like Tesla and all that stuff. Like if you know somebody who says like, oh, I figured out a 0 point energy system, don't get in a car or an airplane with them.
Yeah, don't
ever do that. Don't even fucking talk to them that much because that shit's been found out. Like, you know, I remember I was on TikTok one time and I saw like this black kid in the garage. He's like, I found out a way to turn plastics into oil. Never saw another video from that kid. Never saw another video.
I see those all the time. But that's not anything new because plastics are just made out of.
Yeah.
They're made out of oil.
Well, it's like that. Have you seen that new show Landman? Billy Bob Thornton? No. Yeah, I was watching somebody critique it. It's like if Pepsi made like a fucking a show about like Pepsi. I'm like, well, you know, it's one of the things like I work like in energy. I'm around like infrastructure. Like there's not enough. Like you have solar panels on your house. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's a tax write off, and you might get maybe 10 to 50% energy savings. But they fucking break. They do all this other stuff. You can't recoup that cost. Even like an AC stuff. Like if you get like a higher efficiency air conditioner, you pay about $2,000 more, and it's like 10% more efficiency. Mm-hmm. God forbid your electricity bills go up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a fucking racket, which I wish I was in. I chose comedy.
Yeah, I saw a clip where it's him like basically explaining how the windmills like they'll never.
Yeah, they don't
save enough energy to offset their carbon footprint for making them.
Most environmental policies and shit like that are used as kind of just like a frosting or just like, hey, it's like you cheat on your girlfriend, you buy her a bouquet of flowers. Like, I'm not a piece of shit, right? All that stuff's just a very base level shit. Because even the windmills, you can't even they don't degrade. You have to fucking bury them in the ground.
They're massive.
Yeah, they're huge.
So fucking huge. When you get close to them, it's very intense. They scare the shit out of me.
It's like you ever see Back to the Future 2 or Back to the Future 1 where he starts putting trash in his little fucking uranium things in his car?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there'll be a funny bit if they did Back to the Future 4 and that's how he got Parkinson's from riding in that goddamn DeLorean. Wouldn't that be sick? Just like, Doc, something's wrong, Doc. You know?
Dude, fuck. Bring the Datsun back, man.
Because, like, you know, there's also that, there was a study like in 1998 about, there's an idea where stuff you do now actually affects the past and the future. I'm not really too sure how to articulate it.
Is it string theory or?
It's based in that. It's basically that, like, you know, time's a flat circle kind of deal, and you throw like a rock in a puddle, you know, the ripples don't go one way, they go both ways, you know? So there's an idea that like some decision you make today could actually affect one of your past selves.
So like the butterfly effect.
Sure, but like we usually look at that as a linear thing, like it goes forward. Like it doesn't affect your past. Okay. I mean, I don't really know how it would. I mean, I don't really understand time and time dilation and shit. You know, that was one of the more interesting things about the New Jersey stuff too. When they would see like drones over their house, some guys would report like time dilation on their clocks and stuff like that. They would move at different speeds.
I've gone down rabbit holes, just people who had interactions with the aliens. Most all of them get debunked, but it's still like I want to believe. I want to believe.
Bob Lazar is the best one, dude.
Oh yeah. Bob Lazar
by far.
Yeah, and he was a legit like. He said he worked on them, and like there's that thing like they talk about a lot too, where they look at it as containers for souls.
Yes,
like,
I actually saw that. I actually saw that video today.
Yeah,
where he says that they refer to us as containers, and doesn't necessarily know what we're a container for, but that we're a container.
Well, I think like the spiritual essence of who you are and shit. That's why it actually interfaces well with a lot of this UAP stuff or UFO stuff because it's a spiritual element to it, right? I don't know what it would be, but there's a reason like every old fucking civilization throughout Earth has like some sort of spiritual component to it, right? These guys came from the stars. They gave us this. They gave us that. Like, you ever heard of Göbekli Tepe?
Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Basically, it's like a 20,000-year-old superstructure.
It shouldn't exist.
It was buried in Turkey, and it basically puts all like modern archaeology on its head. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were getting ready to.
I'm just having it ready.
Yeah, it's all science today has a religious context to it, in my opinion. Where it's like these are like dogmas of science, whether it's climate science, archaeology, how we view healthcare and shit like that. Like it's the food pyramid to an extent. Like that was always bullshit, but it was just shoved down our throats, conditioning and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Fucking, we really got.
You seem very educated, Patrick.
People are surprised.
Göbekli Tepe, it shouldn't exist. So it's basically like when we're supposed to be hunter gatherers. There's this massive like building
precision stone
that they still don't know.
They
still don't know what it's for.
It's the same way we see a fucking pyramid in Mexico that the Incans built. Like how they know where the fucking stars are, how they know where the sun comes in. Like it's perfectly designed to interface with astrology and shit like that.
I just think that society is built up to certain points multiple times and then gets wiped out.
Absolutely agree with that.
Over. That's what the Hindus. I don't know how many times they've said it's happened, but Hindus talk about it all the time.
Well, there's like great resets and shit like that, and like I don't know if you ever do kratom with a divorced guy and Katie, he'll tell you about Tartaria.
Dude, all this stuff has been coming on like my algorithm lately, like Tartaria.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna talk to me soon because I'm shit like that gets real fucking. It's a good point. It's like how these guys who are beaver trappers go to the Midwest and build some fucking bank with like old world architecture. And all
like in my hometown in Mount Vernon, like our clock tower, like this is a town with 700 people, and our clock tower is that like it looks like the fucking Capitol building. Like it makes no sense.
Right. There's an idea too, like even like modern architecture, you see like in cities and whatnot, actually has like a psychic resonance to it. It's brutalist, it's industrialized, and it's supposed to like kind of a psyop, as you were, like kind of psychically like put you down. I mean, I don't know.
That's what they do in. That's what they did in the Soviet Union.
Yeah, and one thing that America does really good is we beat the fuck out of people and take their methods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen the architecture that's like anti-homeless?
Yeah, that shit's
like the park benches that you can't lay on, and like under bridges where it's like spikes.
That looks like Super Mario World traps.
Yeah.
Really? No, Luigi. They just have pipes. They fall down. They never see them again.
That's insane. Are those in cities like San Francisco where there's a bunch of homeless people?
No, that's probably where they need it. But
yeah, I was gonna say
cities like San Francisco, and there's so much money there. It just reminds me of the plot of RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, every time I drive into downtown, I just like when I see the skyline, my brain just goes dun.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dun.
Dead or alive, creep, you're coming with me. But like, we talked about dating liberal girls. I'd have the same argument with her. Like, a lot of it's controlled demolition. Like, there's a reason you don't control crime. There's a reason you like have people unhoused. There's a reason you have a certain level of chaos, because you make people kind of on edge. And like, just like in the plot of RoboCop, like a corporation wants to be the security force for a city, right? Yeah. We don't want the police to be in our ass checking out. So we're a fucking jack up crime. We're gonna hire criminals, basically do black ops operations with fucking low level criminals, or Red from that '70s show, right? And then you fucking come in, you fix the problem with RoboCop.
Yeah.
Can you fly, Bobby?
Oh, dude, he was such a great fucking villain in that movie. He was like the anti Bruce Willis. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, that was the best, dude.
That part where he gets fucking he gets arrested and like he fucking just spits blood on the papers. That was fucking sick.
Or like, I like how his master plan was like, we're gonna rob banks to buy coke, to sell coke, to have more money. He's like, we could just steal the money, dude.
Yeah. And that's a man who's done a lot of substances. No, it's a 3-part plan, dude. It's perfect. We're gonna traffic the money. We're gonna wash the money with more illegal shit. Because that's most of the shit that we do in this country. Like, we're great at fucking washing money, baby. I'm a fan of it. And I'm also to a point now, I'm 33, you're 37. It's that Ozzy Osbourne song. I ain't trying to change the world, but I don't want the world to change me. Hey, go ahead, boys. Wash all that money. Like, you're living on the Death Star. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. There's nothing you can do.
Like, where do you find all this stuff? Like, all those tangents you went into about, you were saying things I didn't even understand. But, like, I want to know your algorithm, dude.
My algorithm is me, baby. I mean, like, so that's one of the things I like about even doing comedy, and why maybe like doing comedy is maybe even more spiritual, is I always find people that are into the same shit that I am into. And also, like, even your algorithm, like, I think there's something very more subversive about your algorithm that people don't understand. Like, your body is an electromagnetic machine, right? And like, remember when COVID happened and people were saying like, oh, 5G is causing COVID to spread? And I was like, shut up, you fucking loser. Like 5G does cause particles to accelerate faster, right? I think your algorithm actually picks up on your thoughts in a way. Because like your thoughts really aren't anything but electromagnetic impulses that you observe. You know, like that's why I think therapy is kind of bullshit. Because like if you realize like, sure, I could use some therapy, but like most of the people that I know that use therapy, they go in there for a long time. They're not getting better. It's because like, you know, we don't treat people to cure them. We have customers. Your thoughts are observations. You observe your thoughts, right?
Right.
So your brain is literally just an algorithm of what you observe and what you allow to kind of permeate and stay there. But I've always liked, it starts with like 9/11. You learn about 9/11, then you kind of go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
That's always the first one.
It is, dude.
Was it Loose Change? Is the
man? I watched that one.
documentary?
What was the ones I was watching? It's just an idea where it's like, oh man, this is kind of all bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, because I like the idea of patriotism and whatnot. And I was a lot more right wing maybe in my junior college years, and I would like, you know, I defend certain positions. Like, oh, this is all bullshit.
Yeah.
None of this means anything. And like you're fighting people who are funded by the government, and they're fighting rebels funded by the CIA. You know, and you start digging more into it. You're just like, oh fuck, we're really just doing everything here. We're the good guys and the bad guys and everything in between, and nothing really happens without our say so. And media, you know, that's where my pro wrestling love comes in. If you like pro wrestling, then you know how to watch media. They're trying to gin you up for shit, China, UAPs. Like, you know how I know like the UAPs aren't owned by China or that shit because they're not worried about it, or whatever they're dealing with, they can't really fuck with. We own that technology. You know, I don't know how many private military corporations exist in the United States. You know what I'm saying? They're all like off the books kind of shit. You know, what's that $9 trillion defense budget go to? You know what I'm saying?
It just disappears.
It goes somewhere, baby. It goes somewhere, man.
Is China gonna beat us? They're gonna take us over?
No, it's that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as like a country not really existing anymore, unless you're fucking Ukraine, because you're propped up to fucking be a pawn anyway. But these major world powers, like, I don't think you'll ever see like another like large land grab from somebody like that.
Yeah, if World War III pops off, this is the world's in. It's over.
It's over, huh?
It's like there's no winner of that.
Even that though, I think is a fucking promotion tactic, like World War III, the end. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I gotta watch. But it's already happened. I mean, like, every proxy war that exists now, like China needs us to exist. We have a lot of debt with them. So if we're gone, I mean, the money's more important than fucking turning a place into glass.
They're about to pass a law or try to pass a law to take away the 200,000 acres of farmland that they bought here.
Okay, so I don't have to be worried about the Chinese. What do I have to be worried about, Patrick?
The Rothschilds.
The UFOs, the Rothschilds.
I think what you gotta be worried about is it's a C.S. Lewis quote: "The gates of hell are locked from the inside." You gotta be more worried on a localized spectrum. You really can't worry about any of these shadowy elites or demonic fucking entities. Okay. You can't control them, buddy.
It's like vote locally.
I mean, whatever. I didn't say that. I didn't say something gay like please vote.
Vote or die, motherfucker, vote or die.
Was that P. Diddy doing that?
Yeah, it was P. Diddy.
That is funny.
Yeah.
So thank you. That's a great segue. What a great way to show voting doesn't really fucking matter. And because even like the Trump stuff, like, you know, that it's like the first time like you ever watched like media say that, oh, they didn't really plan for this to happen. Because like, you know, John Kerry versus Obama, everybody's like, okay, they're basically the same guy. One of them is just kind of tan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking John McCain versus Obama.
I think you mean Romney.
Romney, that's right. Again, though, they're all fucking mealy mouth, vanilla fucking.
What about Biden and Trump? Those are different guys.
They are. And I think it was one of those deals where this was like the first time they realized like legacy media, like that was their last thing, like legacy media. Because like now, like you look at podcasts and shit, like you think there aren't like fucking 6 CIA agents hanging out the mothership now.
Yeah.
Looking at Joe Rogan, like the youth vote kind of changed that shit. You know, like interfacing with podcasting and whatnot. And it is funny because you hear like LA podcasters be like, oh, these fascist podcasters got these fascists elected. I'm like, yeah, hey, dude, you know, what were you doing when we were fucking bombing the fuck out of everything?
I don't think that they understand what fascism is. Because it's like, oh, you're a fascist and you're a Nazi, and if you don't agree with us, then you should go to jail.
It's a fun catch-all term, dude.
It's like, yeah. Well, I was talking about this in the last podcast that like, so the right inherently thinks that the left is just stupid.
Right.
But the left inherently thinks that the right is evil. And that's why they call you Nazis. And if you think that someone's evil and you think that someone's a Nazi, that justifies anything that you could possibly do.
Yeah.
You now have the
You
moral
have
high
to
ground.
dehumanize your enemy. That's what we do, like when we'd have like terms for like any enemy we fought. Like I remember I was watching Die Hard with my dad last year during Christmas. I'm sitting there watching it.
It's not a Christmas movie, by the way.
It's absolutely not. Absolutely not. I agree with that completely. It's just me and my dad were hanging out. I hate that argument that Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
But you watched it on Christmas.
Well, I did because I wanted to watch it with my dad. And it's just like, and
It also comes on TV.
yeah. And also too, like if you haven't watched it in a while, you're sitting down with your old man on a fucking nice sound bar, turning the lights off, fucking drinking a couple beers. It's a great fucking movie. My dad's like, in the 80s, Japanese were on the West Coast developing all this fucking technology, made us all real nervous. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I started thinking, like, he went to boot camp during Vietnam and shit like that, and he got trained by the government for 3 months to take out, an Asian enemy, and it's hard to decipher that. Like, imagine if China declares war on Florida, right? And then like you go to China as a Texas guy, they're like, oh fuck the enemy. Like, no, I'm from Texas. Like,
Yeah.
we all look alike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's weird. It's same thing with like guys who are come from the war on terror. Like, they probably got some pretty spicy views on the Middle Easterners. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's because they spent 3 months being trained to fucking kill.
Yeah, it sounds like those guys are up to no good over there in the Middle East. I don't know.
We keep fucking with them, man.
Yeah, we should just leave them alone. Just let them do their thing.
Well, how could we? We're about resource acquisition, man.
Yeah.
Look at that war on terror. It was 20 years, and like to our eyes, you could say it's a failure. It probably wasn't. It was about resource acquisition, whether it's like energy weapons or shit like that. You could dig real deep into that, where they found like bodies of Nephilim and shit like that. You know what Nephilim are?
I don't know what that is.
Nephilim is whatever people deemed the angels were. They started having sex with human beings. And it
The
became like
Anunnaki.
who knows what they are? I mean, like the Anunnaki is probably the more popular of all the theories. But basically, some extra dimensional being started having sex with fucking humans, like Greek mythology.
Not necessarily that it was sex. It could have just been like scientific genetic manipulation.
Yeah, kind of like Prometheus.
Yeah.
So they're aliens.
They have alien DNA.
That's literally the story of Prometheus.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Well, I also
Prometheus is. Have you ever heard of it? It's the Greek story. He's like the one that gave man fire.
Yeah,
And then so he got in trouble with the other gods for giving man fire because now man was in control of its own destiny.
Are we? Are we though? Are we though, boys? See, science is fun, but I'm more of a gun
I love
guy.
that that's picking up. On like
Let me tell you something about the old Anunnaki, man. Where you got the goddamn balls coming to my country and fucking make crop circles, all right? You got some farmer out there planting fucking things all day. You're gonna make a circle in his goddamn corn? Huh?
What is a crop circle?
I
What
don't know.
is it though?
I think it's more. I don't know.
Aliens just fucking with us?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. That's some fucking terror op. I don't know. Like, yeah, you know what's funny? You find out about shit 20 years after like the government's been using it. Like, you see those robot dogs and shit like that. Like, you know they've been using that shit for a while, right? Like, my dad was telling me, like, he was an airplane mechanic in the Marines during like Vietnam, and they'd be working on SR-71 Blackbirds, right? And then like when I'm a kid, it's like, check out the memorabilia coin of the SR-71 Blackbird. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have some fucking. You can't tell me that they don't have something that's like fucking. That is like those UAPs, or if they are fucking aliens, or if there's some sort of tech that we have.
Saw a video of that today where it's like, there's no way that those UAPs can be the American government, and then it's like the American government in 1965, and it's like we just broke the sound barrier, and they're like playing Creedence, and like,
Fuck. Well, it's the real crux of it is like, especially after 9/11, you had those private military companies open up, and a private military company can have a patent, and it's not released to the public. If the United States government researches something and develops something, they have to release that information to the public, right? But a private military organization would be like, no, it's ours. We're treated like a person. And also, since we're putting this on a podcast, I'm a fan of private military companies.
Yeah.
Blackstone, I'm just kidding. Nothing you can
my
do about it.
cousin did some work for them over in Iraq.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people did. And like, I was doing a job in Pecan Grove installing an AC. It was early in the morning, and this guy comes out of his house like, what are you doing here? And we told him I was installing something. He asked me if this is what I do. I said, no, I'm going to school for computer science. And the guy's like, well, I have a doctorate in it. I worked at Los Alamos. I was like, oh. I know what that was because it's like some government lab in New Mexico. And he just dropped this. He says, like, we figured out how to transport a pig from one place to the other through like a non-physical space.
What?
Like teleport a pig.
He just told you this.
Yeah, he just, I don't know if he was fucking with me. We said we never figured out how to transport both parts of the pig at one time. It was only like its ass or its head. What
Yeah,
fucking
that's a running joke.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks, Mike. I'm happy that mystery finally got solved on a podcast to be viewed.
I mean, you think about it, it's like, yeah, man, we learned how to do this. Like, not successfully. They die every time, but we can do it. That's the running
when
joke.
did this happen? When did this guy tell you this?
I was like fucking, might have been 2018 or so.
2018?
Yeah.
You were studying computer science?
Yeah, I have a computer science degree.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From where?
Yeah, John has a degree in psychology.
Can
Pussy.
you believe it?
Yeah.
But where'd you graduate from?
University of Houston, Victoria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fucking sister school.
Nice.
Yeah, John thinks he's hot shit because he went to regular University of Houston.
I mean, if you saw regular University Houston, there's nothing.
I've seen it.
We got that fountain. The fountain's pretty nice.
I think I banged a girl who lived close to there in the non-gentrified area.
Oh, yeah?
That's fun, getting a booty call in an area where it's like a demilitarized zone.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to park next to the churches and the T-Mobile?
Yeah. When my buddy played football there and go there, like, man, this is fucking hood, dude. It's like right when I first moved to Houston I lived here when I was younger, but then I went to high school there, and then I moved right back after high school. And I'd go to visit him at U of H. I'm like, this is fucking like crazy hood. And he's like, well, I kind of fit in here.
Yeah. Shit, man. I'm here doing shuttle drills. Did you ever play football or anything, John?
I did. I played football.
That's right.
School.
He didn't play varsity.
I did play varsity.
You didn't?
Yeah.
What was your
You
position?
told me you didn't play varsity.
Damn.
I
bro.
told you I did.
Did you start? Were you a starter?
Yeah, I got in.
That's
I
not
did
what
start.
asked.
I started a couple games.
Okay. What'd you play?
I played tight end.
Really? You were tight end?
Yeah.
You're stringy.
Well, I've lost a lot of weight since then.
Oh, sure.
I was too slow to play like receiver. I was too small to be a lineman.
Really? This guy? Put the camera on him for a second. Put the camera on
It's
him.
on
For a
him.
Yeah, this guy's too slow to play receiver? This fucking specimen? This fucking guy? This guy with a fucking with a fishing American flag hat on? This guy's too slow? He couldn't run up Gander Mountain fast enough?
No, I did not have a good 40 time.
What was your 40?
I don't even remember. It was like, it wasn't 5. It was just under 5.
I got 4.8 was the fastest I ever ran.
So you were faster than me.
I mean, at one point.
Yeah.
I played strong side D tackle and right guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, where'd you go to high school?
Needville High School.
Needville. Okay.
Yeah. It's in bumfuck Egypt. We were 3A school. And what sucked was we had a mass exodus of talent my senior year. Like all the running backs and shit quit. Like a couple of guys I just want to focus on baseball because they hated the head coach. I was like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I just liked hitting shit. I didn't give a fuck if we won or lost. Because we had we had one guy. He ran like a 4.340. I saw it when I was a freshman. I watched him do it. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's what my buddy that went to U of H, he ran a 4.340.
Dog.
Dude,
What was the wind, though? What was the wind?
Dude, my buddy ran a 4.340, goes to U of H, and he's like 6'3", at the time, probably like 190 pounds, like state champion track star, all this stuff. And then he lost a race to this like white dude that was 5'8", like 160 pounds, and then the guy was wearing work boots, and he lost the race.
Christ.
That's how fast this other guy.
Did they take a
was.
scholarship after that? What happened?
They kept trying to get him to switch over to track, the track coach, but he didn't want to go do track.
What did he play in football? Was he receiver?
Receiver, yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, playing football now, though.
His brother was a 3-time all-conference middle linebacker at University of North Texas.
Dog, if you have a kid now and he runs a 4.340 when he's 17, you'll be rolling in NIL money.
Yeah.
It's professional football now. The second you got out of high school.
Yeah, in a lot of states, high schoolers are already getting paid.
Well, and honestly, they should. I mean, football's fucking tough, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your education's really gonna help you out. Like what? I'm gonna fucking play 4 years for Alabama, have both my knees fucking blown out, and I'll be an insurance salesman.
Yeah.
Fuck
got
you.
this business degree, though.
Yeah, this business. Remember, there's a guy named Greg Oden. He played basketball.
Oh,
he
yeah,
he
I
got a
remember
degree.
Greg Oden.
Yeah, he got a degree in underwater basket weaving.
No way.
Yeah. It's on ESPN. It's locked in my brain.
That's a real
forever.
thing.
Hey, dude, hotel management. That's how you know they just want to get him through school. You know what I'm saying? And I get it.
Communications. That's the main.
Yeah.
one.
See, I got a minor in communications, thinking that would help. It didn't.
No.
It didn't.
I went to college for like 5 weeks.
And you went to prison.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Then you got a real education.
The funny thing is that of everybody I know that like went to college, not many of them are doing better than me.
There we go. This is a Gary Vee video right now. You should like put like the fucking motivation. Hey guys, if you really want to make money, guys, you really have to hustle. Okay, I don't want to hear this bullshit. Like, oh, you were in prison? Oh, you're tired? Do some push-ups. Make an Etsy shop. You can't sell ramen noodles to the Nation of Islam? What are you doing? You're reading so many books. Apply this knowledge. I don't want to hear it from you. Okay, you're a beautiful person. Just apply yourself. I just like the hustle culture kind of shit. For a while, should I make that like a big part of my act, like hustle culture? Because like,
was that like lifting bros and stuff?
no. It's like Gary. It's like oh, I'm gonna buy these shirts at a thrift shop and I'm gonna resell them. That's money. I go to a fucking garage sale and I argue with a little old lady about like $5 for this box. My grandmother made it in the Holocaust. $5 for the box, lady. You know what I'm saying? There's a movie called The Possession or something like that. It's about a Dybbuk box. Are you into paranormal shit?
Yeah, a little bit.
It was a big thing in like Zach Bagans' fucking like haunted museum shit, and they made a movie about it. But it's basically like a box that holds like a Jewish demon.
It's Jewish.
Oh, it's very Jewish.
And is it that they made a movie? They let the Jewish people let that happen?
There's like a few of them on the planet, but apparently they just use it to like some sort of box that they bind something to, right? And
is this a djinn?
It's similar terminology, but basically you open the box, you let the demon out, which I think is a very interesting kind of case study in like psychic energy and shit like that. Because hypothetically, you know, if you have like a group of people, you do like a ritual, you could probably tie anybody to an object. Like imagine like we made this fucking jacket like possessed by Mike's spirit.
I think that jinn are totally real.
Well, it's a demonic entity. Like that's the most interesting part about the alien shit too. They don't say extraterrestrial; they say extra dimensional.
Yeah, if you like, so the Quran, right?
Inshallah.
It's basically the Bible, but it's just much more detail, you know. So
they got
like
graphs and shit in there.
They have like books that aren't it. So like, you know how in the Bible there's a whole chapter where it's just, and he begot him, who he begot him, and then they begot him.
Yeah, that's Dr. Seuss's chapter.
They actually have those, like the stories, like of Enoch and all that.
Oh yeah.
So the jinn, like the story is that like first God created angels, and then he created the jinn, and then he created man. And so like angels don't have free will.
Right.
And jinn have free will, and then humans have free will.
Well, it sounds like
the jinn's entire, like their whole reason for existence is just to like tempt us.
Yeah, corrupt. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the beauty of like, that's why free will is important. That's like the whole like God loves you, right? But he wants you to choose. That's the whole that's the whole thing of good and evil, right? And that's why that makes a lot of sense, because like you wouldn't just go like angels then man. Like let me fuck around a little bit. Let me get in the lab, make some beats.
Well, jinn are like these. They're like interdimensional beings that like they hop from one person to another, and like they're just negativity. Like their whole thing is just negativity. And the thing is that like, so it's like there's like a triangle, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you have the observer, then you have the positive and the negative.
Right.
So and there's always, so like if there's 3 people in a room, one person's the observer, and the one person's the negative, and one person's the positive. And even if there's 2 people in the room, it's still 3. And even if you're by yourself, it's still 3. That's where the whole angel and the demon on your shoulder thing come in.
God, I've dated a lot of girls like this. A lot, dude.
It's an amethyst shoved up your foreskin. I always love shit like that though, because it's just a conceptualization of just like, it's that Nikola Tesla thing, like the most important numbers are 3, 6, and 9. And shit like that.
Was it the prime numbers?
I was trying to teach him about the Fibonacci sequence.
Mike was all fucked up telling me about the Fibonacci sequence, dude. It's the prime numbers. Do you know prime numbers? Look up prime numbers.
Oh, dude. See, it's funny because I know Mike.
You know the Fibonacci sequence? Fucking Wikipedia this shit, dude.
I've been fucked up in somebody's kitchen being like, the fucking numbers explain everything, Mason. What are the numbers, Mason?
It's the universal code, man. It's like everything in the universe is based off.
You know, next time I'm on this podcast, I should just do an audiobook reading of the Quran as Stone Cold. So Allah once gave you love and you took it away. What the hell you mean you ain't gonna face Mecca when you pray, you little son of a bitch? You can't bomb out my love for God. Again, that's also, I'll go back to the impressions thing.
Yeah.
That's the best way to use impressions. Like the funniest guys I know that doesn't do comedy, his name's Jake Woods. And he sends me a picture like at 4:00 in the morning. And it's Hunter Biden's, like, it's his laptop, like completely in a coffee book format. And he has like an audio recorder. He's like, this is my odyssey the next year. I'm going to make an audio book of this fucking laptop discoveries. I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Is he actually going to do that?
I hope so. He probably
That'd
will.
be awesome.
He did this fucking thing where he made like a noise band. And noise is just abrasive, like, it's just like static. I don't really understand it.
A noise band.
Yeah.
Like they make music out of noises.
So my aunt was in one of those. It was called Black Leather Jesus.
Oh, that's actually a sick name.
Yeah,
BLJ?
Their merch was fucking sick as fuck, dude. Their merch was like the Zodiac killer, like standing next to a tree with like a bag over his head, just holding a gun.
That's tight. Well, isn't it tragic whenever you see a band that has great merch, but their fucking music sucks?
I'm pretty sure that. So my aunt, she passed away, and then her husband was the guitar player. But I'm pretty sure that the band still exists, and it's this guy named Richard Ramirez or something like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of famous ones.
And
Isn't that guy a murderer?
no,
This is Night Stalker.
that's a nice start. I think they had the same name though, but this is a local Houston thing, and he would always do shows at Super Happy Funland.
That place still exists?
I don't think it does, but he would do shows there, and then he was a fashion designer and all this stuff, and like the band still exists, but it's just fucking noise, dude.
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
like a radio, and they're like,
Dude, one of the worst places to be is like I love metal and shit, but you go hang out with some of these metal guys and you just mention a band and nobody ever agrees on the band or that you like, and they'll say you something like, oh no, this guy he fucking like he killed his parents, but he recorded an album in prison on a fucking Fisher Price set. It's my favorite album. I'm like, you know what, dude, I don't give a fuck about this anymore.
It's like people in their Spotify like top 10s of the year. Like, look at how fucking cool I am.
I'm so fucking.
I listened to Tame Impala or whatever.
I just got Spotify. I like Tame Impala. Fuck you.
Hey, I'm saying he's fine.
Yeah, we all date white girls. We all date white girls.
I'm just saying that's one that's like, you don't listen to Tame Impala?
I mean, you look like the guy who would ask that, John. You look like a Tame Impala kind of guy.
Yeah. I did. Oh shit.
That was one of my favorite things I ever got to. You know, Violent J does that like in person. He'll go, he'll just do that shit. Hold up. He'll do a record scratch in mid conversation. That was so fun. I was too fucked up to really get in all the details. Am I the only one who's going to drink on this podcast? You're not going to drink, John?
I have a drink.
Have a drink, John.
All right.
I'm going to pour you just some
You
of
only
this.
got to ask me twice.
You just take a shot of this, pal.
I want to sip with you. I'll get a glass.
I started drinking beer again. Kind of.
Oh yeah, I got him on the
When we went
fucking
on
Blue
When we
Moons.
went on the road, we were drinking some beers. It was a lot of fun.
There we go. See, Mike, I don't want to ruin your good image at Secret Group. But yeah, we should get fucked up sometime. That'd be fun.
We were we went and did the show in Port Aransas, and John ordered a Blue Moon. I looked at it, I was like, fuck, dude, that looks good.
The orange slice?
Yeah, with the orange slice in it. So we just started getting pictures, and then the guy was like, oh yeah, he's like, everything that y'all get is free, by the way. Like, y'all,
Dude.
like
Oh yeah,
I was like, he came by earlier. You guys are good.
You see, that's how you know a bar is running a show for the first time. It's
Well,
when
no,
they,
it was
they have comics come. Oh, it's an open bar.
the guy that booked us was a comic that got on Kill Tony that I booked for Best of the Bucket here,
Cheers.
and then his dad owned the bowling alley, so it was like,
dude, it was like a nightclub.
Dude,
oh
yeah,
my
oh my
god,
God,
it was
dude.
I mean, it's probably the
crazy.
best spot in Port Aransas.
oh no,
Yeah,
dude, there was
I
like
think it was.
120 people outside watching our set, and there's another 300 people inside just like hanging out at the bar and bowling and stuff. It was crazy.
That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of people.
Paid us $100 each.
It was
all
weird
the
though,
beer, all the
'cause,
food we wanted.
like there were people in front of us, like there were tables,
Yeah,
but
you're not used to in front of people, huh?
everybody, no, everybody was like in the back. Like they were
'Cause
way
it
back
was,
there.
It was cold.
It was really
It
cold.
was cold outside, and like this, and it was outside, and there was a stage, and there had some seats here, and people were sitting here. But then they had like a patio that was heated,
Right.
So it was like everybody was like 50 feet away under this patio, but it was like 20 people sitting in the front, and then like 100 people like on the patio.
Yeah,
watching.
those are always fun. Like there was a place in Louisiana. It's one thing I always look at. Like whenever I see like a venue that's real spread out or something like that, I was like, okay. You watch like a couple comics go up there. Like you guys get a lot of work in, but like I'll be in Louisiana and somebody will go up there and talk about puns. I remember one time I did this big brewery show. I was outside 200 people outside, and this guy like does the skits from his TikTok that he's like viral for on stage. It's like,
Oh,
what
no.
what if John Goodman was a mechanic? And he's just acting it out to silence, so people are drinking IPAs. So I was looking at that like, all right, so I fucking. That's what I like about like being kind of energetic on stage and like using movement because you can kind of get away with more shit and kind of draw people in. Because when people are far away, like fuck you, you're not going to pay attention to me. I'm just going to insult you from far away.
Right.
I was my normal deadpan self, and I had probably the
Well, that's why I said
best set of the night.
Yeah.
That's why I said what I said though, because you get actually work on your jokes and you have good jokes. Like if you don't have if you're like a punny guy who's like a real clever guy.
For a guy like me that doesn't have as well written jokes, what he's saying. Use your movement. John.
I was staring at you. I was staring at you all the time. But I wasn't talking to Mike. Mike looks how he sounds and sounds how he looks, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is like when I was in MC and like doing music, like I was the hype man. Like
That's
that
so
was,
funny.
That was my job.
Everybody, get your hands in the air.
Yeah, I was really good.
Yeah. We were talking today, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you were a DJ," and he got mad. He was like, "I was an MC." All
so
right.
funny.
I didn't get mad. I just said
You
no,
had a
I was
tone.
an MC. He goes,
You
no, I
had
thought
a-
you were a DJ. I was like, no, I was.
Well,
an
Mike,
MC.
whenever
whenever your voice like gets a little bit higher, I was like, oh, Mike's pissed. Because you sound like fucking Kevin Smith on Lexapro. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I used to be an MC.
Where's the farthest you've gone to do comedy?
Vegas.
Vegas. Okay.
Did you do Skankfest in
That was
Vegas?
Skankfest, Vegas. That was fun as fuck.
Oh,
So
that's
I knew
cool.
you did Skankfest, but I didn't know if it was Vegas or if it was. when
So
it
the,
was
the
here.
one that was here, I ended up getting I snuck my way in because one of the tour guys who was working just had some extra passes. And like, they fucking interrogated me for a minute. I was like, ooh, that's fine. But it was fun as fuck. Because like how they had it laid out, they had the whole street in front of Secret Group closed off. And they had like a boxing ring like behind that building, like see where Eighth Wonder is. Like that whole like parking lot was like a huge stage. They had Steel Panther out there. And that's where the
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther played. Yeah, it was cool as fuck. They had that's where that roast of Big J happened, where like fucking like
Is that where Jesse was naked?
oh yeah, I did see Jesse naked. That was fun. He roasted Drew naked. So Jesse went when he did the fucking thing.
Does everybody just go to this get naked?
So they had the
Skankfest?
naked roast like at midnight. It's like their biggest. They're real strict about like not having any cameras in there. But so Jesse, our friend. He goes up there and he has like a black dildo covering his like dick. And everybody boos him. Everybody boos him. And then he takes it off. And it's just like embarrassment dick for the whole world to see.
Oh no!
He's like, because people are under the impression like you can't get into this fucking fest unless you do something on it. So people just did the naked roast just to get in there. And one of the girls who she's a Houston comic. She wore lingerie for it, and they booed her. They booed her like she was a fucking like it was Steve Bartman in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
That like my favorite story is when Youngblood talks about them all taking mushrooms. Like he's talked about it on a bunch of podcasts or whatever, but it was at that Skankfest.
Yeah, are you a mushroom guy, Patrick?
I like mushrooms.
Yeah.
Sure. I was on mushrooms at a casino 2 weeks ago. I won $200.
Really?
fun as
So,
fuck.
dude, that's the system. We just
So-
got to do some shrooms.
So I go. One of my friends, he used to be an old poker player. His name's Brandon. He taught me this system. He did it in Vegas. It worked pretty well too. But basically, a system in like roulette is something designed to just help you play for like 4 hours, 5 hours.
Get a bunch of free drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 90% success rate bets that you can do and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what we did was, it works with a $10 buy-in on a roulette table. You just cover the middle. So you're doing like fucking, you know.
What are the minimums?
So you have to like bet this. So this one in Louisiana, I was kind of fucked up, and it was like a $25 table. I had like 280, and like I was betting $50 a hand. I didn't really realize it because I was fucked up, and then I ended up hitting bang, 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 because it's 35-1 if you hit one. And I'm hitting, having a fucking fun time. They changed dealers, lose the first one. I'm like, you know what? Mushrooms are saying leave, and they were right. I was up fucking up 200, got the fuck out.
When I do roulette, I'll do the martingale system. So it's like if you pick red or black, right? And so let's say the bet is $10, and if you win, then you just pull your winnings back. And you just, but if you lose, you just bet $20. And if you lose that one, you bet $40. If you lose that one, you bet $80. If you lose that one, you bet $160.
I'm gonna listen to you, Patrick, for gambling advice because I went to a casino with Mike and
Yeah,
he
it was-
lost $800 in 5 minutes.
The thing is, I don't like.
I was playing slots though.
Yeah,
Like, I was
why?
playing slots at like
Yeah.
$25.
Why are you doing
to
that?
spin. Because it's
fun.
dude.
It's
slots
fun.
at $25 to spin.
It was confusing.
when it hits, it's like like
Though,
$1,000.
I've heard of the martingale system. And the reason I don't like it as much is because betting outside the table, it's 2-1, 3-1. Where if you lose $50 a hand, you're getting drawn out pretty quick. But you get 135 to 1 hit, that's fucking 3 more spins.
Oh, I thought you were talking about just as far as like getting the casino points and stuff like that.
Oh, no shit.
If I'm just playing for like if I'm playing to win, I bet 17,
Right.
20, split the 17 and 20, all the corners around them,
Right.
all the splits around them, and then one in each of all the number around them. So it's like 1/5 of the table,
Right.
And if even if the worst one hits, you still get more than your money back. And if the best one hits, so like for example, we were on a cruise not too long ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, and I won a jackpot on the slot machine. And while they were paying it out, I went to the next slot machine and won a jackpot on that one. And then while they were paying these two out, I went to the next slot machine and won a jackpot on that one.
Bro, if you were
Wait. So I got the slips, the jackpot slips, and then right next to those machines is the roulette table.
Right.
So I stop at the roulette table and I bet 17, 20, split 17 and 20 and 8. It hits 20. Pays $1,205. The next one is 8. It paid $300 and whatever dollars. And then the next one was 17. It paid $1,205. And then the next one was 20. It paid $1,200. So like I hit 3 jackpots and $1,205 4 times.
If you would have done that in 1960s Vegas, they would have broke your fucking legs.
But all this was in like a period of like 15 minutes.
You've seen the movie Casino, correct?
Yeah. No, they don't do that they only do that when you cheat, bro.
I know, but like even like
But what is cheating? It's whatever.
no,
you're winning.
There's a line.
No, in Vegas or in the movie Casino, they like have like they're sending signals and it's like a guy sitting behind him. And it's like the dealer's putting his cards.
It's that part where he fires that guy's cousin who's like a higher up in the casino, where he's like, "You saw 3 different jackpots hit on the slot machines, and you didn't do nothing." He's like, "You're either stupid or you're fucking in on it." And that line is one of my favorite lines from the film because when my friend was dating this girl and we were drinking, and this girl says, 5 of 7 of my last exes turned trans, and I was like, "You're either stupid or you were in on it."
That's
No,
insane.
but so with those slots back then, like you could fuck with those, and those are also like much bigger jackpots.
The slots now look like cell phone games.
They kind of are. Well, it's like you said, the player card shit. I didn't realize this until after the fact because I was betting twice the hand. Like last Saturday, they're like, "Come back to the Nugget. You got a complimentary stay." Because I was betting twice. I didn't realize what I was doing, but I was like, "You guys just want that fucking money back."
Yeah.
The one that we went to, like they're like the company that owns them owns, fucking tons of them. So like they'll send me a thing where it's like airfare covered,
Right.
3 nights in the fucking hotel covered, $1,200 of free play.
Well, they're going to get you there because you're going to get there thinking that you saved money.
Yeah.
And you're going to be more aggressive gambling. Because why wouldn't you be? You save $500 on fucking not buying the room or any of the
It's
food.
the
and
same
shit.
thing like Underdog does. It's like, hey, deposit.
Dude, Underdog and all that shit though, it's fucking. It's got an Underdog notification. That live in-game betting shit is built to fucking wipe you out. I hate that shit.
I've
Yeah,
won
'cause
more on that than that.
I always lose. I'm like, this is a sure thing.
You're
He's
the only
already
person
there.
I know of winning on that fucking thing. 'Cause I
always lose.
I asked to get in a group chat with him and Blake, and me and Blake are just fucking getting wiped out. He's like, "Well, I just hit 1,200 dollars." Yuck.
I know. I stopped sending my picks because it would always be the one that I didn't send that hits.
Yeah.
That's gambling. That's fucking. There's a movie called what's it called? For the Money or something. It's got Matthew McConaughey and he's on that betting show. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, with the Al Pacino.
Yeah. I love that fucking movie. But it's just like,
You were always the one.
you were always the one. She's got a big fat ass. That would be funny too.
He was the quarterback at like Arizona State in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. I want to watch. I haven't watched The Replacements in a minute. I want to rewatch that because, like,
I just watched that one not so long ago.
I think you'd give me, Michael. I think movies like in the early 2000s, late 90s were the peak of cinema.
Oh, dude, it started with "There's Something About Mary."
I think it started before. About comedies, there's movies in general.
No, just movies in general. So it was "Something About Mary," which was like '97, and then you had American Pie, and then you had fucking Varsity Blues.
These are all comedies.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity
Blues is a comedy.
That's not
You
really
think
comedy.
so?
It's a drama, but it's built on the fucking comedy.
No, but this was like, It was that like MTV movie era.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But like, as far as like, I played high school football. We all fucking loved Varsity Blues. I didn't really feel bad about nothing. All these coaches making people play hurt. Like, fuck yeah. I wish I got shut up with fucking Tortadol or some shit like that. They just wrapped my fucking ankle.
I did. Get
Yeah,
shut
no,
up.
I was so fucking mad. By the time I got to play varsity fucking football, they started cleaning shit up. I'm like, why don't you guys inject me with some shit so I can get on this fucking field and not worry about my ankle? You're just going to wrap it
I took
twice?
steroids. I got shot up with
See, all the cool
Tortadol,
shit, dude.
fucking-
They were trying to tell me
my high school football experience was extremely similar to Varsity Blues. Like we stole a state trooper car. Like my buddy's
See what I'm saying,
my
dude?
buddy's dad was a state trooper, and we stole his truck, and then we went and busted a field party in his truck.
That's awesome. See, my high school year, junior year, they started cracking down on hazing. Some kid, he got criminal charges because he goosed one of the other basketball players. He stuck a thumb up his ass.
Oh, dude, yeah, no. That happened in
pretty
Dayton High
innocent.
School. That happened in Dayton High School, and he got his sex offender.
Yeah. So this guy was a little bit more small town royalty. I'll take a picture. So he only got fucking in school suspension for like sodomizing a fucking freshman with his thumb. But like I remember they were saying like you got make sure you don't hit with the crown of your helmet. It wasn't a penalty, but they were just trying to do like safety initiatives. Because dude, you're in practice. I fucking love just fuck seeing what I hit. I'm just gonna run through this motherfucker.
Yeah.
If my neck doesn't tingle afterwards, I didn't hit him hard enough. Fuck that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That's just bad form, then.
I mean, I always liked fucking hitting the guy, and like you play schools that were kind of shitty. They always had loose shoulder pads, so there's a good
yeah.
trick if you get under there, you can shove it up somebody's like this. It would always go right into their throat. And
Yeah.
But that's how they just. If you're an offensive lineman, that's how they teach you.
well, I
To
was.
grab under there and because when they can't do nothing.
I mean, but by that time on defense, I made sure everything was real tight. I had a shoulder size. I was almost too small, but I wanted it to be that way, so they couldn't.
Did you have the washboard?
No, and I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. So I had big shoulders.
I had the cowboy collar.
Were you a linebacker?
No, I had the offensive lineman cowboy collar.
Yeah. See, I was
Not the plank, but like just the.
I had to always play. I was playing guard and strong side D tackle, and I always had to like kind of look a lot. And a lot of like the stunts and shit we do, whether I was pulling or like doing like an inside stunt, you'd want to get like your shoulders like vertical like this to get through two people.
Yeah, I was the pulling guard.
Yeah, I fucking hated pulling. I remember
I hated playing offense because like
Yeah.
So like the entire time I was just like the fucking man at defense, bro. Like I mean, like on JV I was like averaging like 5 sacks a game, 10 tackles for a lot. Like I was a man playing against kids.
Yeah,
like
you were.
I was
You
like
were
the
37.
same. I was like the same size,
Right.
Like that I am now in 10th grade, but with like way less body fat, and I could like bench press
And no black people.
300 kilos. No, we had.
I'm just fucking with you.
We had a
man.
lot of D1
It's
guys.
a comedy podcast.
It's actually not.
Okay,
all
I'm
right?
sorry.
So
Fuck me.
if you could just stop trying to be funny. Why you always got to be on? All right. Why you always got to be
It's like, oh God.
All right, and that's our show.
That's our show.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's 7:30, dude.
Oh, it is excellent. Well, hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys.
Coors Light Poppy.
I like to do this again. We can talk more about the Anunnaki next time. And
Hell yeah.
women.
You're a reoccurring guest.
You got anything you want to plug?
Mike Ryan's new trivia show at 11 p.m.
All right.
Love you guys. Hell yeah, brother. That's fun. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're all going to see.